Something is very, very different right now. Very different. And it's causing this sense of quietness and delay, pause, reflection, gratitude for everything that you have and the life that you've lived and the people that you have around you, and focusing on the next chapter of what will be. Hi, and welcome back. It's September 5th, 2025. It's a smoky day. We had avoided it all summer, and now it is here for us too. The sun has been rising and setting completely red, which happens when it's very, very smoky. And since my last video on September 2nd, where I had a wicked headache, and I was talking about a number of things, something has shifted. Something has changed within me. Maybe it has for other people, but I can only speak for myself. I created videos on the 3rd and the 4th, actually 2 videos to be released each day. And on the 3rd, when I had gone up to go back to the same place I went to on the 2nd, because I wanted to explore it a little further and walk down that beautiful grassy area next to the barbed wire fence, where I'd seen a number of images and things in the trees. Instead, something obviously was trying to change my direction, because on my way, in just a very short stretch of road, I was met with so many what I connected to be signs that I could not avoid heeding the message, the warning. The things that I came across, I was coming off the highway going on an off-ramp to get to where I wanted to go, and I was immediately met with a truck in my lane, like pointing towards me, and not even pulled off to the side. It was very odd. So I had to drive around them. So again, like having to move myself to go around this obstacle. Not very much farther. There's this sort of gravel pit area, and there were a couple of gravel trucks and some B trains in there, and it was noticeable that they were checking these trailers out very carefully. So the thing that they were towing and hauling and pulling with them, right? So dragging with them. And I noticed that because I'm now having had to go around that other vehicle. So I noticed that, and it was like, I wonder what's wrong. So then I came around a corner, which was like literally maybe 100 yards. Another freight truck with its wheel off sideways, and someone actually trying to help and figure this out. So this delay, something's not running right? And so now I'm like, having so many things happen on this tiny little bit of road. I go a bit further, and as I'm driving to where I need to be, there is a trailer and a truck in the center of my lane facing me, and in the other lane, just a little bit further down, is a motorhome pointing the opposite direction to where there should be going in that lane. At this point now, there's no mistaking that these all are things that have now added up to being really clear signs to tell me something. My immediate thoughts went to, well, who's going the wrong direction? Are these signs that are telling me that I am going the wrong direction and I should heed this warning to pause, assess my vehicle to see what is actually driving me right now? And what is it? There's something that is not connecting that has led me off track or off my path or just even a tiny bit astray. Or the other thing was, maybe all of these other people who believe they're going the right way are coming at me and I'm noticing them more. And I'm actually on the right path. And me believing I'm on my right path and they're believing that they're doing what is right. Letting go of that kind of need to pull people, to help people, so who's right? And to me, we're all right. Because our perspective makes it true for us from wherever we're sitting and viewing. That is the truth. So after seeing this, I continued on driving. Was going to go to that spot, like I said, where I'd been on the 2nd. And now thinking about all these people going the wrong way, I was like, something just pulled me in a different direction. And I just followed it. And I went to record a video and I struggled. It was not like flowing as it normally flows. I was connecting, but it was like there was two separate channels that were competing to come through. And even today, it's much, much different. But there's still, it's almost like hearing the chatter in the background of something. Like when you're driving and a noisy vehicle goes by you and you can hear it for a certain period of time until it fades completely off. That's exactly the same thing, same feeling. So this new place where I went to make these videos, and I was making them and I was discussing them, and then I felt called to talk about some of the paranormal kind of events that have happened throughout my life. And even the dogs are shifting too. So making those videos and talking about these, what people would call paranormal events, I didn't realize they were paranormal. Again, I just thought that everybody experienced the world in the way that I experienced it, which was seeing, sensing, feeling, knowing beyond what I guess you could call was tangible. And I reflected on all of these things, including what I had seen on my way to where I was recording. And it definitely felt like something major had changed. So after recording these videos, and I was out there a long time, and really contemplating these experiences that I had, along with many other things that had happened. I was driving home, like so away from the location I was at, and I had to drive by the road, which I would have been on, to go up to record the video like I had on the 2nd. And as I was driving, I could see something moving, and I realized it was a mama bear and a baby bear. So I did record that. And in recording that, I was, it all just came to me. Had I not been so in my head about going the wrong way and really turning inward to be like, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing this for? What is the point? Where am I heading? And even the dogs right now, acting how they're acting is so much like it's been. It's like that frenzied state when something bad is about to happen, like bad as in unexpected, unanticipated, uninvited, surprising, right? When something like that happens, and that panic state right before, so that you don't know what to do with yourself, so your energy just is all over the place. So for many people, it becomes very like distracted and unfocused and just frenzied, because you're in this panic state of not knowing what to do next, what is coming, what is happening. And it's just like, and it just elevates and elevates instead of what is needed, which is de-escalating and breathing and centering. And that is what I was doing that day when I saw those vehicles. It was like, okay, slowed me down, caused me to dig even deeper and pause, which led me to go to a different location. The location where I had recorded the hail and sweet smoke, and I had seen those odd creatures, and I had recorded them and then kind of amplified it so people could see them. It led me to go there instead of where the bear was, the mom and the baby. Had I not contemplated and noticed that odd arrangement of vehicles on my drive out there, I'd have been where the mama bear and the baby bear were. And I know I've been in locations with animals before, but you don't ever want to come between a mama bear and a baby bear. And right now they're foraging, right? So the overall message was, it's time to dig in. It's time to talk directly about the things that I sense and feel and know. Not that I haven't been, but very directly. Up until this point, I've been helping or hoping to help people to disentangle themselves from energy. So the people who are on spiritual journeys and paths, who are trying to make that final step, letting go of old ways, the self-talk that says don't, this doesn't make sense, this is crazy, you can't trust that, all of those things. I've been trying to help people to maybe offer little tidbits to help it all click together. That feels like it's over for me. It feels now about speaking very directly about connecting the dots. And of course, my experiences and my remembering is flowing through my everything, my perspective, my position, which I've talked about so many times. And anyone who says that they just download and it doesn't come through their filter, I struggle with that, because you're interpreting. For me, like I've said, I'm an energy interpreter, and someone else may interpret the energy differently based on what they need in order to move them to the next step, to make progress on their journey or path. So connecting all the dots, drawing from all my experiences, all the lessons I've learned, all of the questioning and contemplation, the visions that I have seen, the dreams that I have had, the knowing that I experience, all of it culminating together to have an integrated, I don't want to say worldview because it doesn't, world doesn't fit. Many of the words that we use don't fit. But an integrated perspective. So one of the things that has really been a challenge is money. Understanding money and letting go of its hold and power over our lives. Because to exist in a 3D environment where the gamma over delta energy, that capitalistic investment, that God energy, that frequency is not meant to serve the individual. It's meant to serve the system. So pulling away from that structure myself, because everything I talk about, I have likely experienced. I don't often speak about things that I don't have a first-hand understanding of, because that's where your passion and learning and understanding are expressed from. I don't want to hear a man talk about a woman's experience. And a man, I'm sure, doesn't want a woman to talk about their experience. And I'm sure that a queer person doesn't want a heterosexual person to talk about their experience. Or a white person to talk about a different colored race, cultured person's experience. We can empathize, but we haven't lived it. And that lack of lived experience takes away from authenticity. It kind of just fits the gamma over delta frequency, that energy, that God. So money is not going to be a thing, and people are going to be, and people already are, panicking about that. At the loss of all of their investment, all of the time that they have exchanged, their life energy they exchanged to collect these rewards that will no longer have value. They will no longer have meaning. And more people are understanding that already. That money doesn't make you happy. Money doesn't make... So seeing things for what they truly are. Beyond what you are being told. Raising up, again, to have that better vantage point. To see the whole picture, to see the maze and where you are being led to go through all of these little corridors and dead ends. Where are you being funneled to? And the more that we question that, the less likely we are just to blindly follow. And the less likely we are blindly to follow, the more resistance we will have and we will face and experience. And the more judgment and pushback and challenges. The other thing that really stands out right now especially is this major balancing event that I talked about in my earlier videos. I don't believe that there's anything that a person could do to prepare for what is coming, other than to ground and center yourself in believing that what is meant to be will be, and to embrace the power that you hold within yourself, to know that you can handle whatever is coming. Do not go into that panic, frenzied mode, because that will be your demise. Centering in, breathing and focusing, will help you to make better decisions, problem solve, and move yourself out of the maze to where you want to be. So I will talk more about what I have been tuning into, and also the original messages that really pushed me when I was met with last year's critical moment of me asking for help to get myself out of a very toxic, unhealthy situation, and was met, like I said, being touched by the hand of God. A God, a source, an energy of love and kindness and dignity and respect, and creator energy. A creator energy that creates, doesn't destroy, protects. And when I looked up the mama bear and baby bear that I saw the other day for like what it means spiritually, which I know is that motherly, fierce protector, ancestral, maternal, a strength, rebirth, new life, all of those things. But what I was surprised to learn, because I did not know, was that bears are also talked about in the book of Daniel. That came up. And apparently it has something to do with empires. And people who study these things and have understood the coded language of the Christian Bible I think would be able to really dig into that to find meaning of how that connects. Because it was interesting that it's a bear. So I've had all of the other things, right? I've had the horses of the 4 horsemen. The angels in the sky coming down. So many different events happen. The angels that were over us during the geostorm. And now this bear is presented. So that might be something or nothing, but I'll leave that up for you to decide. I have to take a cactus out of my dog's mouth. Okay. So all of these events that I have shared and more that I have not are leading us towards this culminating event. And only those who have really connected themselves will be able to receive all the messages that so many people are talking about right now. And I feel it. I totally feel it. So when I get home and I go to edit these videos, we'll see if I end up posting them, because something is very, very different right now. Very different. And it's causing this sense of quietness and delay, pause, reflection, gratitude for everything that you have and the life that you've lived and the people that you have around you, and focusing on the next chapter of what will be. All right. Until next time, everyone, stay safe and stay connected, and we'll see you really soon. Bye.